Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 5 of this awesome Osu adventure series. So, in the last episode, we covered chat and multiplayer. And in this episode, I'll be showing you guys some cool ways to organize your song list and navigate your song list efficiently and quickly. I'll be showing you guys collections, and I will also be pointing out some common inefficiencies that I notice some people do. So I'll be showing you guys those things so you can spend less time looking for maps and more time playing them. So yeah, let's get started. And then as usual, after the whole explaining bit, I will be playing through a couple cool maps that I think you guys should know about. And while playing them, I will try my best to tell a story. So yeah, let's go. So go to our song list. Let me switch to the default skin for this. So up here, this is your basically battle station of different options to sort your song list. So you have two different dropdowns here to either sort or group your song list. I would recommend either pause the video to look at all of these or check them out for yourself. There's a lot of different options or ways to especially group your song list that I would recommend checking out. So very cool, but those are there. And then there are also these 5 red tabs that are basically presets of either sorting or grouping your song list. So this one, for example, it groups and sorts by difficulty. So it creates all these automated difficulties automated groupings by star rating. And you can see, for example, they are also sorted by difficulty. So this one, for example, is 3.00 stars. So yeah, that is that. And then this one does the same thing, but for artist. This one groups by recently played and doesn't change the sort option because there is no sort by recently played, but and then collections. Okay, so this is probably the main attraction of organizing your song list. These are basically custom folders, and I will show you guys how to make them and a couple cool things that you should know about them, in my opinion. So yeah, but first I want to point out this inefficiency that I think a lot of people do. So a lot of people use this option to sort their song list. So they both group and sort by difficulty. So you have a bunch of these folders, right? But let's say, for example, I want to go back to that map that I was on earlier, DJ Taka colors. So you see that there's all these like groupings of just one map, and like especially if I want to find a specific one, but I don't remember the star rating, I have to click through all of them to find them. But important thing to note, you can sort your song list by difficulty without also grouping by difficulty. So if I just go back here to no grouping, then all the maps are free from their shackle and cage of the groupings of difficulty. So you can click on this, this one. So this is the maps that I was on earlier, and you can see I click on one, and then all the other difficulties of the same map set get highlighted in blue. So yeah, when you're sorting by something such as difficulty, where the sorting filter takes priority, then the map set gets broken up. But for the most part, like artist or title or creator or something like that, most sorting methods typically keep the map set together. So keep that in mind. One other thing, if I press escape to clear the search filter, so you'll find, especially when you're sorted by difficulty, there's these random difficulties that exist like that were made only for other game modes. If you want to filter those out, the best way to do that is just type mode equals O. So mode, this is a search filter. Mode stands for game mode and O stands for Osu, or you can also just type the whole word Osu. So there's search filters for game mode, right? T stands for Taiko, C for Cat, and M for Mania if you want to filter to other modes. There are really cool search filters that exist in this game. I won't be covering them because I have made a video on that in the past, which you can check out either in the description or the little info thingy that will pop up and advertise the video. But yeah, definitely check those out. But yeah, without any further ado, let's check out collections. So sort by artist, and so to get to the to make a collection, so there's different ways to get there. So first you go to the bitmap options, either press this button or press F3 on your keyboard, or right click the panel, and that will give you these options. The first one here, manage collections, either click on that button or press 1 on your keyboard. And this is the collection viewer manager editor thingy. So you can see these are all of my collections. It is sorted alphabetically. So if you want to group all of your collections, or if you want to group some collections together, I would recommend have them all start with the same letter or something like that, like I have here. But yeah, so to make a new collection, just click on this and let's make one called Cool Maps because I just want a collection of cool maps. And so, oh, wait, what? Okay, I don't know how that happened. Hold on, wait, let me delete it and try this again. Okay, so typically, when you make a collection, so Cool Maps, when you make a collection, it automatically appears at the bottom. So let's say you just made a collection and you're just trying to add a map to it, and you can't find it because it's not here clearly. This is where it would be, but right when you make a collection, it gets added all the way to the bottom. So keep that in mind, and then obviously once you go back here, then it will be back to normal. So the rename button should be pretty self-explanatory, and then there's these buttons here to either add the specific difficulty that you have selected. If I click this button, it will see it increases the count of the collection to 1, or if I click this plus set button, this adds the entire map set. So now you can see this has 5 maps in it, and then I can either remove the specific difficulty that I'm on, which now you can see the remaining 4 maps are still in there, or I can click minus set and that removes everything. So even though it seemed like this button was grayed out, it actually still works when you do this. So yeah, you see this button still works. So yeah, that is that. That is adding maps to collections. So we can check them out right here. Actually, you can't check out the collection because I just deleted it. That's awesome. Okay, other things, other things you could do with collections. Okay, so you can use your collections as a music player. So up here, for example, you have all these music related options like a music player, and this little hamburger menu, the 3 lines, click on that, and this is a playlist feature basically. So by default, this is ungrouped by collection. So what this list actually is all the maps that I have played recently, or at least some of them. So yeah, but you can click on this drop down and you can see these are all of my collections, but it actually cuts off. So if you have too many collections and you want to use a specific one for playlist, you should probably put some special character at the start of it or some early letter in the alphabet so that it can actually be selected. But yeah, let's say I just want to listen to my DT Bangers Double Time, then I can just click on that. And as long as I keep this window open, then if I click the play button, so after the song ends, it will only pick from maps that are in this collection. So it's very cool to note, because otherwise, if you don't have that menu open, then the next track will just be some random song that you have downloaded. So yeah, that is that. Okay, so 2 main other ways to add maps to your collections. So one is, let's say, so when you're watching a replay, there's a button here, or okay, watching a replay or spectating. So if you're spectating a friend and they put on some cool map and you're like, wow, this map's awesome, but you don't want to stop spectating, but you want to remember this map. So you can click on this collections button and this opens that same menu. You can go through it as we did before. But yeah, that is that. And the last way to, I guess the last main way to add maps to your collections, let's say you found a map in oh, the lobby's full. Say you found a map in multiplayer that you really like. Then you can right-click the panel here, and that will also take you to the collection manager thingy. So that way you don't have to leave the lobby and go to your single-player playlist or single-player song list. So yeah, that is that. Pretty sure. Oh god, DJ Shaka colors. I wanted to play this map. I'm pretty sure that is all there is to know about collections, but they are very cool. Yeah, okay, last thing. So I wanted to also mention favorites. So collections can be pretty unstable sometimes, I guess, or fragile, I think is a better word to use. So like once you delete one, it's kind of just gone. And also it I just right-clicked it to explain deleting, but yeah, so to delete a collection, either right-click on the panel or you can select it like this and then click the delete button. Okay, anyway, collections are very fragile, I think, and they can sometimes get corrupted. I do want to throw this out as an aside. So if this ever happens to you, please know what to do. Listen carefully. So if you open your game and all of your maps start processing right when you open the song list, and then when you go to your collections, they all seem like they have 0 maps in them. What you do, okay, so your collection file didn't actually get wiped. But so basically, the collection data is stored in a singular file in your OSU folder. And basically, so when you open your game, if the game had to refresh all of your maps, then that just means that the collections didn't load properly. So I would recommend closing your game and opening it again without touching any of your collections. But yeah, or you might have to press F5 to reload all of your maps again. And if you have a lot of maps, then it will give this pop-up menu. But yeah, I would say do that and then reopen your game. Don't touch your collection files because let's say they all appear to have 0 maps in them. And then I'm like, oh no, I just lost all my collections. I'm just gonna like try to make them again. Once you try, okay, so like they all say that they have 0 maps in them, but they don't actually have 0 maps in them in the data file. But if you then add a map and edit the collection thingy, then the collection data file will get erased and get updated to what is actually displayed on your screen, which is pretty much all empty. So yeah, please keep that in mind. If you, I will say it again because I have seen this many, many times. If your collection file, if all of your collections look like they have 0 maps and they all got deleted, just don't touch anything, refresh your song list, and reopen your game. That is the safe way because your collections are not actually gone. But yeah, with that out of the way, so collections, as demonstrated, they can be pretty fragile sometimes. But if you want a more, I guess, stable / public collection, there's this thing called favorites. So you can click on this, for example, and it will load your online favorites from your user page. So you can add a map. So okay, so to go to a map's web page, click on this little chat button, and then the first button will take you to the web page. And from there, there's a button to add the map to your favorites. It is right next to the download button. There's this little heart. You're gonna have to be logged in on the website to do that, but yeah, that is that. Or you can add a map to your favorites in the song or in the result screen. If you scroll down, there's a little button, a checkbox. I think that was shown in the first episode. But yeah, anyway, then you can group your song list by favorites by clicking this button right here, and it'll actually load your online favorites if you're logged into your account. And you can see these are all maps that I have favorited. It's a really cool way to find new maps, actually. You go to a player that you like or something like that, you can see their favorited maps listed on their user page. So yeah, that is very, very cool. So cool things to know about the game. But yeah, I want to try playing this map and tell a story. So this story is going to be on how I got my tablet that I use for OSU. So, oh my god, let's get started. Let's play this with Hidden, just because I already have a score with Hidden, so I don't want to submit another random score with a different mod combination. Oh no, my tablet cable is unplugged. Okay, so this story is 2 parts pretty much that I think sort of converge. So I started playing this game in 2014. So in 2013, so I was just on YouTube randomly, just doing my little thing, and I came across some video by like an artist YouTuber. I don't exactly remember who it was, but they were showing off like how they make their art and like their little comics for their videos. And I think they mentioned something about like using, like they use a tablet and for drawing. And basically I was not really into drawing, but I was like, you know, I could see myself getting into drawing, right? So I thought about it and I was like, maybe. So I had mentioned it to my parents. I was like, what if I get a tablet for drawing? Because drawing could be fun, right? I think I was like, I don't know, 11 at the time. So, you know, just exploring the world. And so I'd mentioned it to my parents, but I never actually got a tablet. So, but you know, it was a seed that was planted. And then fast forward a year later, 2014-ish, yeah, so mid 2014 I started playing this game. And a couple weeks or months into it, I think I was exploring. Oh, okay, you know what it was. So where does the story start? So this old OSU player named Wobblewolf, actually he still plays the game, but a player named Wobblewolf, he has these like, so he used to make live plays of his gameplay on YouTube, and there's one video called Impossible OSU Song. I'll link it in the description as well, but he did this little skit at the start of the video where like he was on YouTube searching for Impossible Osu song, and then like a couple seconds later he like pulls his tablet up from from like across his desk or something, and then the map starts. But like in that moment it like dawned on me, I had no idea you could use a tablet for this game, and then I saw him do that and I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And I don't know, my brain just blasted in that moment, because I don't know. So I had thought about it for some time, because once I discovered that you could play with a tablet, I went to the Osu wiki and there's a listing of like playstyle. And so there's like, you can play with mouse only, you can just click with your mouse, or mouse keyboard, which is you move the cursor with your mouse but tap through keyboard. And it's all these different playstyles. But so the wiki description for mouse only, it says like, what does it say? It's like players who achieve a high skill level with mouse only are like highly respected by the community or something like that. And I was like, wow, I want to be highly respected by community. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna play mouse only. It's awesome. But yeah, then eventually I was like, okay, you know what? I kind of want to use a tablet. That seems so awesome. So, oh, but then also I was like, hey, that's very similar to the thing that I was gonna buy for art moment, even though I was not actually into art. I had thought about it, but just that fact, I was like, oh, I can. This is a great. That, you know, the seed was already planted, so I could bring it up to my parents, and I was like, hey guys, remember when I asked for a drawing tablet for drawing? And they're like, for drawing? Yes, drawing. And in reality, I actually used it for Osu like a boss, but yeah, that was a good time. So then, okay, so what was it? I got the tablet, but okay, so tablet pens. So it's like this electric pen, basically. Not electric pen, but electronic pen. And the tip of the pen is what's called a nib, N-I-B. And I think when I got my tablet, it only had one. Like, it only had one nib or something, and it was like, I don't know what exactly was happening. It was so long ago, but I needed replacement nibs like very early on, but like I only had one for some reason, so I had to order extras, and I didn't know what they were called. I was trying to search like tablet pen tip or something, or like I don't know, but every time I searched that, like the only search results were like pen nib, and I was like, no, I'm not looking for a nib, I'm looking for a pen tip. But anyway, eventually, okay, so okay, actually I was like, I could not figure it out. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try finding this later. So for the first month that I played this game, I played Catch the Beat. I played the catch game mode, because I was like, I gotta figure this tablet thing, but I'll figure it out later. So for now I'm just gonna play catch. And eventually I ordered replacement nibs and I played Osu Standard. And yeah, that was that. Okay, there's another map I wanted to play called Vibrant. Let's see. Yeah, it's a cool song. Okay. So, yeah, okay, so other early days related to tablet. Okay, so when I got my tablet, okay, so I will mention this just for the sake of you guys knowing, like what tablet I have. So I have a CTL 470. Although I don't want that to seem like, oh, that's a very good tablet to get. So I got this tablet like 7 years ago, and if you're interested in getting a tablet for yourself, I will link a tablet purchasing guide in the description. But there's a lot of different guides out there that people have reviewed different tablets as well, so check that out. Yeah, anyway, I have the CTL 470, which is one of the bigger tablets, I would say. It's fairly big, it's like this rectangle. And so when I first started playing this game, I did not have desk space. I didn't have space on my desk for both my keyboard and my tablet both. Because okay, so my monitor was, or okay, how do I explain this? So I shared a desk with my brother, and we basically, so it was like this, one of those like folding tables, picnic tables basically, and I used like one side, like on, I don't know how to explain this, like I was sitting on the short end and he was sitting on the other short end, like far away from me, and our monitors were like back to back, right? So that was my first little desk setup when I started playing Osu. or like a couple months after starting OSU, or after I got my tablet. Okay, then so I didn't have space, right? Because I'm on the short, or like the less width side of the desk, so I didn't have space to put my keyboard and my tablet both. Because okay, how do I explain this? I just had like a very small, like it was like my monitor and then like my keyboard and then just like the edge of the desk and then like me. It's basically the hierarchy of what was going on. So I didn't have space to put my tablet anywhere. So what I did, this is genius, is I put my tablet on my lap because I was like, I had no space. Okay, in reality, okay, so this is like, I think soon after I started playing OSU, I moved to like a new place, and then that's where I had that desk with my brother. And I was like, oh god, I have no space for my tablet. So, I just put it on my lap. And then, since I was very new to the game at the time, I was only playing, okay, so I knew it would be like a temporary solution, but I was only playing like 1 to 2 star maps at the time. So I was just like, you know what? So I put my tablet on my lap, and like since I was only playing very basic maps, I was like, you know, I only need 1 key to click on. So I changed my keybind to spacebar. So when I started playing this game, I had my tablet on my lap and I just tapped with the spacebar. It's 1 key. So I was like, you know, these maps only require 1 key. By the time I get better at this game and play those harder maps, then I'll figure something out. and then, oh yes, figure something out I did. So one day I realized, okay, so me and my brother, our monitors were back to back, right? And I realized one day that our monitors were not touching each other back to back. It was like my monitor and then like a gap and then his monitor. And I realized that I could push my monitor forward or like away from me and create more desk space. And that blew my mind. I was like, let's go, I have desk space again. And then so what I did is I pushed my keyboard forward, pushed my monitor forward, and I put my tablet under my keyboard, basically. Not literally under, but you know. I think you get the idea. Yeah, that is still how I play to this day. So I put my tablet under my keyboard, and so since I'm left-handed, I use my left hand, and then the keys that were accessible to me to tap were the number pad. So I used number pad 2 and 3 to as my Z and X keybinds for clicking, and I was like, yeah, this works. So yeah, and then I just kept playing like that, and it's still how I play to this day. So yeah, that is pretty much the whole story. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, or I can just see if I hold this full combo. But I think the map's almost over. I don't know. But yeah, wholesome times. I don't really know what to say. It's a fun story to share, in my opinion. Wow, awesome. Awesome map. Song is really cool. Featured artist map. A featured artist is basically, I don't know, a song artist that has signed a contract with OSU, and their music gets promoted in the game. And this is one of those songs that's made by a featured artist. Yeah, very awesome and wholesome. But yeah, humble beginnings for me as far as getting my tablet and getting situated into my playstyle. Yeah, let's go. I didn't actually think I would FC this map, but that is that. I've played this map before, and this is very sad. I thought it broke with clearly much better accuracy, but I don't know. I'll probably fix this one day. But anyway, that is probably going to do it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, learned something new, and yeah, if you guys are watching this series in the future, be sure to check out my channel, watch the future episodes. But yeah, with that, I will see you guys next time.